All right, what's going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and we're going to be talking about things that you should be training on before you even get to running gun drills or the room clearing or anything like that. These are essential things that you should have knowledge on, okay? Even if it's base level knowledge, you should not stop there, but you should have at least a base level knowledge on these three things before you even start doing gun drills, okay? These are all just personal opinions of me. I'm nobody special. I'm not some fucking crazy SF guy or Ranger Bat dude. I used to be a 11 Bravo or infantryman in the army, and that's all I got, okay? This is all personal opinion, but these are things that I see people lacking in whenever you start talking to people on like how they're being how they're becoming a prepared citizen in case of a conflict in the United States. So the first thing is going to be medical. You want to be able to render aid to yourself and to your family or buddies, whatever it is, either the guys in your group or your family, okay? It doesn't sound as fun as running gun drills, of course, I know, but it is an essential thing you need to know, okay? Because if we are in a conflict with a near peer threat of some sort, or big daddy government oversteps its boundaries, then it's not if, it's going to be when. When you get shot, when you get hurt, you're going to need to know how to plug that hole or wrap that fucked up leg or arm and possibly shoot with these interventions on. Okay. There's a lot of things that encompass knowing how to treat yourself and others. Okay. So don't just dismiss it because it's not as fun or glamorous, but it is an essential thing to know. Okay. Next thing is going to be land navigation. Everybody who is trying to be prepared or be a prepared citizen, um, you're going to need to know how to navigate your area by use of map, protractor, and compass. Okay. Those three things are all you need. Of course, like a pen and stuff like that, and a notebook and shit. But those three things are all you need to do to learn how to do land navigation, okay? Go get a local map of your area or a forest that you can go to and just start plotting some points, Find something on there, man-made or, a distinguishable feature, and then plot the point and then start working on going over there by use of route planning and stuff like that. There's tons of videos on land navigation. You are not alone. People are teaching each other on the internet, in person. Just start working on it, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. You're gonna love it. It's like being a pirate looking for treasure, dude. I love land nav, and that's probably why it's on this list. I'm a little biased, but I think it's an essential function. Okay. The next thing is going to be movement and tactical formations. So it's not so much tactical formations, but I say it because it encompasses a lot of different things. Okay. Whenever I say tactical movement, I mean moving in a wedge, moving in a file, when to use, your different bounding techniques. Like these aren't necessarily things that you're going to need to know, but having the knowledge and building off of it for what works best with you and your group, it's not going to be a bad little bit of knowledge to know. Okay. And building that chemistry of walking with your buddies or your, whoever in the woods. I don't have friends, so it's just going to be me and my family. But learning how to do these things in a tactical capacity is not going to be a hindrance on your safety. Okay. You want to build that chemistry so you can all trust each other to do the right thing when they need to do it. And it's, really helpful whenever you don't have to sit there and like worry about it. Those are the things that I would start with. Those three things are, I think, paramount in becoming an actual prepared citizen, because that's going to separate you and your group from people who just went out, bought a fucking AR and like a shit ton of ammo, and you know, they use their money just to try to get ahead. And like, yeah, they could probably move and shoot pretty well, but if they can't do a lot of these other things, that you know, that's not going to be enough. That is not going to be enough. There's a lot of different things that you need to know, but these are the 3 things that I would start to work on. And then you got to go into survival tips, how to start fire, how to fucking filter water properly with anything from nothing other than like charcoal, rocks, sand, stuff like that, and then move into like boiling it and stuff like that. Like there's so many different things you need to know, but these are 3 very solid places to start, in my opinion. Okay, this is not the survival portion. I've got a whole nother idea for that video. This is just in terms of handling yourself against a near peer threat, or Big Daddy government overstepped its boundaries and now you're, you know, fighting the good fight, I guess. But you know what I mean? I don't want to make this super weird and cringe, because there's nothing wrong with being a prepared civilian. There's nothing wrong with it. People want to say, like, the doctors want to probably call this like PTSD for people like me, but it's bad now. It could always be worse. So being prepared is your duty as a parent, or as a son, as a daughter. It is your duty to have these, like, this little bit of knowledge, schmeckle of knowledge, and to help your family or your friends whenever shit hits the fan. And if it doesn't, cool. You know some really cool things, you know? It's all about the fucking dad lore, right? But anyways, I'm going to quit waffling on. That's what I would start with. Y'all have a good one, and hopefully you never have to use it. Bye.